Hello, leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So this week we're coming to you live from HR Houston. Well, when you listen to it, it probably won't be live, but I'm with Joshua Evans.
Howdy.
And Josh is an organizational culture expert.
Absolutely.
So what's the name of your company again, Josh?
The name of my company is Culture Consulting Associates.
And what do you do exactly?
Oh, that's a great question. My wife asks me that quite often. But what I do is I get brought in my organizations to help them make sure that their organization has a phenomenal company culture. And company culture encompasses so many things, but the big crux of it is having employees that not only care about the work that they're doing, but derive meaning and fulfillment. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is it comes from a deeper need to be satisfied with our work. Because anybody can get a 9-to-5 job. Anybody can work 40 hours a week, but it takes a very special type of organization to evoke engagement from their team to where they actually care. And people throw around the word passion and throw around the word enthusiasm a lot these days, but I think that anybody can derive meaning and purpose from the work that they're doing right now. It's not about changing your job. It's about looking at your job from a different perspective. And that's what I really love to focus on, because you see these aha moments with the clients that I work with and with the management teams and with the employees that totally changes the way that they look at their role.
Man, you mentioned several things right there, and I think what we're going to do is break these up into little nuggets throughout the week.
Let's do it.
And I would love to feature you all week long. But the one thing that stood out right off the bat that you said is caring. So if you're in an organization, how do you get people to care? Is that possible?
It absolutely is. And so what we need to first realize is there's people that just take a job. It's just a job to them. They don't want to care. They never cared at the beginning. It's impossible to get those people to really, really care. And so, I hate to be this flippant about it, because I'm usually a pretty passionate, pretty excitable guy. I'm usually very optimistic, but sometimes you need to release people to the world to go find something they can care about. And so the first thing I've told lots of leaders that I've worked with in lots of organizations, and it's hard for them to hear, is you need to let go of the people that don't believe in what you're trying to accomplish. And so, and Kristen Lindeen, she runs the QBQ leadership program, and she's phenomenal. She works with her father, John Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I met John, yeah, I got his book, and then he sent me his second book. So,
well, and one of their big principles that they teach, and I'm in total agreement with it, is that you have to believe or leave. And I think that's the option, and that's the lens that you need to put every employee. Would you rehire that employee today, right now? And if the answer is no, absolutely not, then you need to get rid of them, because they are detracting from what your organization could become.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. So I heard a couple weeks ago that the saying, hire slow, fire fast.
I love that. I agree with that.
Now, how does that come into the whole caring? And that's kind of what you were talking about.
Well, you want somebody that actually cares. Credentials don't matter nearly as much as somebody that can actually throw themselves emotionally and physically and psychologically into the work that they're doing. You want somebody that wants to be there. Somebody that's just there to punch a clock, they're going to do the bare minimum. So here's what happens is somebody will take a job and they'll work just hard enough to not get fired, and you'll pay them just enough to not leave. And that's not a good place. You're never going to have an extraordinary company if you're just doing the bare minimum on either side of that, whether it's pay or how much they're actually working. And so what I suggest to organizations is take a moment every quarter and ask yourself if you would rehire that employee today. Would you rehire them today? And here's the coolest thing I've seen. I worked with this medical company, this hospital program out of Louisiana. We had this conversation about how they treat employees. And every quarter they ask themselves, would I rehire this employee today? And if the answer is an astounding yes, then we ask them, how can I help you continue being the way that you are? If the answer is, well, yes, but there's be a couple of improvements, I'd hire them if I told them this, this, and this. Well, go tell them those things. And if the answer is a no, then put them on notice of exactly what they need to change, or they're gone within 30 days. I'm totally opposed to the performance improvement plans. They don't work. PIPs do not work. I don't care what organization you're at. There may have been 1 in 85 works, but the vast majority of them, all you're doing is giving them the opportunity to slowly get out the door, right? So you talk about transition. They're not going to really transition all their work over to somebody else in that time. They're going to be spending their time updating their resume. The best thing you can do for your organization and that individual is just give them severance for 30 days. Tell them to get the hell out of your office.
And that's pretty powerful to say that PIPs don't work at an HR conference, because HR people are so in tune with the PIP, right?
Well, the PIP is directly attached to the CYA.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get sued because of firing somebody.
Yeah.
They want to give everybody every opportunity, every chance to move forward. But the second you put somebody on a PIP, their mind is not about doing better work. Their mind is now on, oh my God, how am I going to provide for my family?
Yeah.
You're not doing them any favors. All you're doing is protecting yourself from
litigation. How am I going to be proactive against screwing up as opposed to just being natural and doing my job? So, hey, we're going to stop right there for this first episode, and we'll continue on. I heard a lot of other stuff about engagement. Maybe we could talk more about PIP.
I want to talk about meaning next. I think that's a good one.
Okay, meaning.
It's the Josh and Paul Show.
Yeah, so Josh, real quick, how can people get a hold of you?
If you want to get a hold of me, you can check out my website. It's joshuamevans.com. Or you can hit me up on any social media at EnthusiasticU. I'd love to hear from you. And me and Paul, we work together quite a bit, and I loved bringing him in to my clients because he brings such a unique and such a valuable leadership perspective that I've actually brought you into a few of my clients now.
Yeah.
And so it's great. It's great to have you as a fellow collaborator. Or instigator? Yeah. Maybe we're instigators. I like
there
that.
You go, instigators. Our wives would probably say that, right?
I bet
and Josh is a very dear friend of mine. I mean, we met, 4 years ago?
5 years ago.
At a Kent Julian event.
Yeah.
And,
4 years. Oh, it was 4 years ago.
4 years
right
ago.
After my son was born.
Yeah, and he's my brother. I consider him a brother that lives down here in Houston.
Aww.
And we keep in contact a lot via Marco Polo, the app. So it's like being right there next to him. So have a great day, and until next time, run to your challenges.